Hello everyone, welcome to your favorite show, the show that brings you the best when it comes to books. It's the show that is brought to you by Bethany Books. These are online book reviews and I'm your host. My name is Eniketapi Madi, aka Ubegjes Nwati. You know, I'm so excited about today's show is because I am joined by the first ever guest on this show. You know, she goes by the name of Itumeleng HoneyWorth Rufaro. She's one of our best, book club members. You know, the most exciting thing is that we asked HoneyWorth to choose one book, that we reviewed as the book club. So she has chosen her book. And if you want to know what is that book, you have to make sure that you continue staying tuned to this amazing episode. There are a lot of stuff that I'm going to be bringing you today. The hottest book of the week is coming up. If you want to know which book is it, you better stay tuned. And lastly, the competition is still on, whereby you can stand a chance of joining us here in studio or winning yourself a book. So let's get on with the business of the day. Welcome, HoneyWorth, to the show.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for welcoming me. I'm actually honored to be the first guest.
I want you to introduce yourself. Who is HoneyWorth?
Yeah, hey HoneyWorth, who is HoneyWorth? I am Itumeleng HoneyWorth, the Managing Director of Uluju Media and also founder of Kingdom Indaba Expo.
So I want us to talk about Kingdom Indaba Expo. What is it about?
Well, Kingdom Indaba Expo is a podium that ignites the human consciousness to rise into dominion, influence the order of governance as well as the state of an economy. Basically, it is a podium whereby entrepreneurs are able to school themselves in terms of leadership, starting from personal leadership up to business leadership. Also, they've got an opportunity to expose themselves since we have stalls available on the day for them.
Nice, interesting. I have a question that I know that you're asking yourself as a viewer. Since it's an annual event, when are we going to be having this year's summit?
Well, Kingdom Indaba Expo Leadership Summit will be taking place on the 5th of October 2019 right here in Emalahleni.
Okay, so if our viewers want to be part of this exciting event, what is it that they can do?
What they can do is that they can follow us on social media. On Facebook is Uluju Media, on Instagram, Uluju_media, as well as on WhatsApp.
You definitely don't want to miss this one. If you are a business person or if you are a leader and you want to develop your skills, Kingdom Indaba Expo is the event that you have to attend. So now, as the host, I've asked you, Uguti, you have to choose a book. All the books that we've reviewed. So which book have you chosen?
I have chosen a book called Apology Accepted by Axon King Mwami.
Okay, so now I want to know, what is the reason behind you choosing this book?
The reason why I chose this book is the fact that a number of us as people, we become hindered, we are in bondage and all of that simply for an apology that we never got. But once you accept an apology that you never even received, that is the greatest liberation that you can have as a person.
Okay.
So I love it so much, this book. And not only that, it speaks about forgiveness, but it also gives you guidelines as to how you can make it. And it also has live testimonies of people who have had to accept an apology that was never given to them. And you're thinking, if I was this person, I would never have accepted. But since they have done it, I can also do it.
Wow. So now, what is your biggest highlight of the book review that we had of this book in January? Because I remember you were the MC, So just tell us about the event, what was happening, and for somebody who was not there, what was exactly happening?
Oh, the event that we had in January, guys, what a way to start the year, I must say. It was liberating, it was refreshing. We had an encounter, actually, that's how I name it on the day. It wasn't just one of the normal book reviews that we would have. I remember we were graced to have pastors also who prayed at the end of the session. We've had the privilege to have people sharing their stories, what they went through. And as others were speaking, even as Axon himself was speaking, people were crying and people were just being liberated. What a way to start the year. It was one of the greatest experiences I've had this year. Even up to date, I still recall it as the best.
To somebody who hasn't even read the book, I want you, as a person who've read the book, to share all the insights, of the book.
Okay. I think I'm gonna talk about the whole book. Okay, and by the way, this book, it's not a once-off read, whereby you read the book, you put it away, and you're like, I'm done. No, time and again, it's very good to read it, especially when you encounter a situation where no apology has been given to you, and you have to actually accept it. Because one of the highlights of the book is the fact that it is written that at times we do not mature the same as people.
True.
So at times you get immature people, number one. Number two, you get people who are unaware that they are hurting the next person simply because they themselves are hurting. And then number three, you get people who do it intentionally just because they do not have some self-esteem or they did not heal from certain things that were bothering them. So what I loved about the book is that at times you have to understand that this person is simply not asking for an apology because this person has not reached a certain state of maturity. So therefore, I personally choose to receive the apology that was never given to me, so that I might not be hindered, I might continue to progress, and that when I see this person, nothing tickles me, I'm just happy, and I pursue love with everyone.
Nice. I remember there's a quote in the book that says, hurt people,
Yes.
You've been part of this book club, for even way back, So I want to know, what has this book club benefited you as a reader?
Well, how I benefited from the book club, of which I am grateful, thank you so much, is the gap that has been bridged between the author and us as the readers. Because most of the time you would read a book and as people, we've got different views and different perspectives. So once you have read the book, you think, I actually get what the book is saying, only to find that you missed the mark there and there. But because you have bridged the gap between us and authors, having authors during our book reviews and all that, it actually enlighten us, and some of the parts that we do not understand, we have an opportunity to engage with the author and ask, how is this working, blah blah blah, all of those things. That has been one of the greatest.
The exciting testimonies from our book club, goes to the question, why are you not joining this family? Because we are definitely bridging the gap between authors and the readers, Understanding that you are a business lady, you're one of the most amazing and successful businesswomen in Itumeleng, So I want to know, which books are you reading in order to develop yourself as a businesswoman?
Okay, currently I have a book that is actually available in the book club, which is Entrepreneur Awaken with a Drive by a local author by the name of Nomsa Mazibuko. What I love about the book as an entrepreneur is that, as you can see outside, it's written, keep driving no matter the potholes or roadblocks. In entrepreneurship is not an easy journey, especially for us as females. You encounter a lot of potholes in the way and everything that. But reading this book has actually enlightened me that it's possible. Looking at her life, how she is today, I then got to a state whereby I see that it's actually possible, though I'm having so many potholes, but I can actually get to a place where I want to get. And as for what I love about this book was the fact that we also have life stories. I love stories that we can relate to. And reading something that is telling me about any car, and here I am sitting with you, and I have seen you struggle and all of that, and here you are today, then that, it just gives me the greatest joy.
The most exciting thing is that you can get a copy of this book, on Bethany Books. If you are a business person like Itumeleng, you can get this amazing book that can help you grow as a business person. Moving along to my next question. So we are having a competition, as the Bethany Book Club online book review show. So the competition is that there's an upcoming event on the 10th of August whereby we're going to be discussing women issues. We know August is Women's Month, so the theme of this event is patriarchy versus feminism, empowerment versus equality. So I'm asking you, what questions, what are expectations, from this discussion?
Oh yeah, what a topic of discussion. Well, what I expect on the day, obviously, I'm excited by the fact that we're going to be having more than 3 authors in one room whom will be able to get different perspective. If you've got a life coach, you've got a doctor, you've got a psychologist, you have an opportunity to hear different views from them in regards to equality and empowerment. So I'm just looking forward to that, engaging with authors and even the audience that will be gracing us on that day, and hearing from different people what is it that they think, you know, because you might be thinking and your thinking is wrong.
That's true, especially with the issue of feminism. There are a lot of questions that our book club members have been sending through, you know. I also have so many questions about patriarchy, empowerment, equality, you know. So you definitely don't want to miss out. In order for you to get a ticket for free, mahala, you know, others have to pay 150, but there's an opportunity for you as a viewer to get free entrance, you know, by just sending us a 30-second clip whereby you are explaining your definition of feminism in 2019. Thank you so much for joining us, HoneyWorth. And what would you like to say to someone, you know, who is a new reader, you know, who doesn't even know where to start with reading?
So a new reader, I would first and foremost, very important that you join Bethany Book Club. I am telling you, you're never gonna regret. Once you have joined Bethany Book Club, then you will be able to read more books, you'll be able to have different views, you'll be able to meet the author. Imagine you're reading a book, the next thing, there you are with the writer of a book, not only taking pictures, but engaging and all of that. So if you are a new reader, I would encourage you to go to www.bethanybox.co.za and subscribe.
Yes, you better start subscribing, and you definitely don't want to miss out on a lot of things that are coming up. And now it's time for the hottest book of this week. So if you're asking yourself, which book am I talking about? This is a book that is written by Anthony Thisson. Ambassadly, it says, "Boy, you can." You know, we've seen so many books written about women, written about girls. So this is the first ever book that is written to the young men. So you can get this book from Bethany Books. You can visit our website or send us a WhatsApp message on the number on the screen. This book can be yours. I'm one person who read this book, and I even bought this book for my little brother. You know, it has prayers, you know, it speaks of bullying, all these issues, all the social issues that boys are facing. So this is a book that you need to have as a parent, and also just give it to your boy, you know, because I believe that reading starts, you know, from a young age. So that develop that reading skill to your boy. And that's it from us, from today's show. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, see you next week.
Thank you so much. See you in the book club.
Yeah, thank you.